And we are live.
Hello, everyone. How are
I
y'all?
can't. She promised me she was gonna behave tonight, so just putting that disclaimer out right now. I gave her the talk. She don't listen. It's on her.
Turn up. Turn up. We good.
I say Justin ain't gonna mind anyway.
Hey.
Yeah, he's the reckless one.
Reckless is a strong word.
That's
Okay,
right.
strong word.
That's something they use when I get a 155 speeding ticket for reckless driving.
Good gracious, 155. I'd have been close to it.
I ain't never got 100, but I've been like an 88.
Mine was 85.
Like,
And they caught me at the slow down.
man, do you know how fast you were going? To be honest.
But when
Whatever
you caught
you
me,
say,
I was
so.
going 85. But before you caught me,
I can't. You never say that. You can't say that. Just do like me and cry. You know how many tickets I cried myself out of? I hate me.
oh, yeah.
Right.
Right.
Don't give me no ticket.
Hello, Yolanda. Thanks for joining. Everyone else, please say hello as you join. Let us know that you're here. And we're going to get started. We're going to play the intro as we do. Please share this podcast or this video with all your family and friends. And here we go.
Welcome to Occasionally Posh.
I can't. She was not ready, but go ahead.
I was moving my mic because I realized it was on the wrong side. But anyway, welcome to Occasionally Posh, where we enjoy life, laughs, and shenanigans. I am your girl, Miss Chassie B.
And I'm Sunshine. Welcome to another episode. We're gonna jump right into this series. But before we do that, we're gonna let the guests go ahead and introduce themselves. So one at a time, tell the people who you are, you know, where they can find you, wherever you want them to know. Y'all go ahead and tell them.
Ladies first, man. Ain't nothing changed.
I am Rachel Branch, married to this guy here, Justin.
Turn up.
Rachel Branch on Facebook, Elder Rachel B on Instagram, and Eyelash Like This on Instagram and Facebook as well. I enjoy life, I enjoy marriage, and I enjoy living and laughter.
Amen. Go ahead, Justin.
All right.
What?
What's up, good people? I'm Justin Branch, also known as Smooth. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, recording engineer. I'm also a student. Shout out Full Sail University. I graduated in February, by the way. Business owner, Smooth Nation Entertainment. You can find me everywhere at I Am Smooth. That's IMSM00TH. Twitter, same thing, just with 3 zeros. Facebook. I don't be adding all y'all on Facebook, so don't add me on Facebook. I don't know you.
I can't.
I enjoy music. I enjoy creating, and of course, I enjoy my wife. You know, we living life to the fullest, and we going up. It's up already, Let's get it.
No, that's right.
New Nation.
I know that's right. I know that's right. You know.
Right. I see that.
But thank y'all again. We have Julie on who said, hey, Julie. And we also have Thomas, the infamous Thomas Wilson came on and said, hey, fam.
Hi,
Thank
Thomas.
you for joining. Thank you.
What up, bro?
All right. We always start with something we call a foreplay. Don't read into it. We're going to behave. I told y'all we were going to behave, but it's called foreplay. Okay. We start off with something a little light. And I'm going to let Chastity B always go first. And I got her pictures here. You going to read it off?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is how you ask for money from your husband in the biblical way. My beloved husband, the one whom thou love is ill in spirit, for the place in which thou money was trusted has severely been overtaken by a spirit of overdraft that thy servant can't repay. Will thou master grant unto me a blessing offering so that my heart will not be full of sorrow and my child and I may feed? For thy servant know you have been blessed by God, and thy account overflows with direct assurance from the rivers of Walmart. I need to read all that. Will thou cast out thy wife to beg among the feeble, or will thou bless thy wife with a kiss? Nevertheless, I will trust in Lord, thy servant awaits. So he says, what now? I know this the Bible. And he said,
not the Bible.
It's not in the Bible. He's like, what happened? And she says, shall I partake in which I saved up for burden of days to come? God forbid. He said, LOL, what are you asking, baby? And she says, I beg thee, give me $100.
In Bishop voice. I just want to make that clear. It says comment in Bishop voice.
And he said, how many $100 you need? Thy master has plenty. And she says, long live thy king. If it pleases my Lord, thou ask for two. He said, you ask in faith without any doubt, and it shall be granted unto you. And she says, praise thy God. Today thy servant was seen and heard. My Lord, the wife shall give herself unto thee forever. Amen.
It wasn't no amen on there.
Hey, yo.
No amen. I am done.
Don't even do it.
He said, don't even try. Don't even think about it. Don't
please
get
do
no
it, Rachel. Please do it.
The cool part, it's different when she already got access to the money.
See, in 2022.
That right. Already. Whoa.
Elder I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Elder don't say a lot less necessary, but her face tell it all. So y'all pay attention.
Hey, she didn't give away that secret already.
Right.
Her face tell it all. I wish somebody would just ask me for the money. That's too much work.
It's too much.
It's too much. Like,
I like it.
I wasn't reading all that.
Right.
I'm done.
I'm skimming. What you want?
After the first message, I'd have put that thing down. I ain't
right.
gonna lie.
Girl, how much you need, doggone it? Get off my phone.
Julie said, not thou has swiped card already. Thou did. Indeed.
All the way to.
Yeah.
All the way to. Well, speaking of shenanigans, for some reason, this made me think maybe this is how Elder would hold herself in these situations. So I'm going to play this little video for my phone.
For your glory, I will do it. Mother Mary, did you know that your baby boy shackles off my feet so I can dance? Just want to praise you. I just want to praise you.
Hey, that hurt, boy.
Yeah. Woo.
Especially whenever you hit your toe on the side of the couch. Good gracious. That's like the
When you hit
worst.
that kid,
Honey, for the pinky toe to be the smallest thing on your body, that thing sure hurt. You hit it the wrong
It
way.
hurts the worst. Good
Really?
gracious.
Honey. But yeah, that's our foreplay for tonight. Then we always start with a little bit of shenanigans and then we kind of get into the topic. So
I like it.
That's dope.
Can't just go dive in, deep in first. We can't do that. Gotta have a little fun. So for those that are joining, we have a series this month surrounding dating, marriage, and divorce. Last week was about dating. It was an amazing discussion. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. It was really good. And tonight is about marriage, which is why we have this wonderful married couple on tonight. So we are looking forward to jumping on in. But before we jump in and tell people a little bit about, the Cliff Notes version of y'all journey, how you met, you know what I'm saying? How was dating life to marriage, just the Cliff Notes. Don't give me the third date. He gave me a rose. You ain't got to go that far. But, just give people the Cliff Note version of your journey.
Okay, so Justin and I actually met at work. We worked in Cary together for 4 years. Like,
He
4
like,
years.
I don't know.
Shout out to Xerox.
Shout out. Shout out. But yeah, we worked there about 4 years together. That was where we first met. We were just acquaintances, really. We didn't even talk much, but we knew each other.
She ain't like me then.
That then you didn't want me. No, I was like, go ahead.
We
Wait,
both
1,
have
2, 3,
different
0.
versions of that, by the way. Because
Always do.
he was dating somebody, I was dating somebody.
I won't date nobody.
He's
You know what?
Yeah.
I was in a situation.
Not a situationship.
Okay.
anyway. So, we knew each other
Alright,
then, same place. We worked there 4 years. I left. I actually left, went out of the country. The job that we worked at, it closed down. So I left. I went out of the country. He went to Spectrum, then it was Time Warner Cable. So when I came back, I started working at Time Warner Cable. Boom, there's Justin.
Look at
He left. He left Time Warner Cable. By the time he came back, we had changed over to Spectrum. I'm still there. So here we are. We have crossed paths 3 times at the same job. And it was like, finally, it was like, okay, something is going on. Like, why do we keep running into each other? And every time we see each other, it's like that same butterflies feeling,
Mm-hmm.
And I told him after we actually started dating that I liked him when we first met. But again, he was dating someone. I was dating someone. So, we were in those relationships.
Okay.
Anyway.
He cutting up behind your head.
Oh, she know. She know.
So that was kind of really how it got started. Like when he came back and we were Spectrum, I was a supervisor. He ended up on my team.
Hey, who you know that get into the job, date that supervisor, and then marry her? Come on, bro. Stop playing.
All right.
Stop
He
playing
ended up
with
on
me.
my team. Now, really, if I was to really get into the nitty gritty, I lost my job because we started dating.
They was lame.
Yes.
Okay.
I lost my job because we started dating, but there was no policy against it.
They was just some haters.
They was just being who they were. So
Right.
anyway, we're here today.
Right.
We ended up actually officially dating after I left Spectrum. That's when we kind of made our relationship official. And from then on, it was like, forever in love type deal.
All right.
Oh, that's right.
All right. And how many years has it been since y'all been together now?
We have been together going on 6 years. Nope, 5.
Mhm.
We've been married.
He like whatever you say. Whatever you
married
say.
4, dating 5.
Yeah.
Got you.
Very
Got you.
Did
Married
y'all
4.
invite Spectrum people to y'all's wedding?
Absolutely.
We did actually, because I have friends from there. So a good group of them actually came.
I would have invited the one that fired me. Ma'am or sir, here is your personal invitation.
Nah,
Doggone it.
I still want to smoke with her. The one that got
Like the way it was done was so dirty.
Sorry.
It was so
Wow.
dirty. But you know, we had to move on. So
Yeah.
Hateration.
It wasn't meant to me. It wasn't meant
Real
to me.
hate. Real hate.
Real hate.
Like my friends, they were like, "We're gonna handle this." Like it was really bad. It was really bad the way we were
Oh,
done.
wow.
Yeah.
Got you.
So were you fired too, Justin? I'm sorry. I'm just interested in the story.
No, you fine. Go ahead. You fine.
So the thing is, I stayed for a little bit, but it was so awkward. Like, like it was one of them things was like, yo, I could really stay here. I could really work. But I feel like it's a target on my back just because they let her go. So somebody else's team, I'm just like, man, I do not want to be here. I told them that. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm good. Appreciate it. So what I did, and since we just keeping it 100, I took all my vacation time, and then
Hey, you about to get yours.
No, that's right.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all.
Yeah.
Done it too.
Yeah.
Don't hate it at all. So knowing the journey that y'all have took and things of that nature and dating in the marriage, I know people come to y'all because y'all are known in the area about what's your advice for people that are dating. So what piece of advice do you give people when someone is dating and want good marriage, solid, what should I do advice? What do y'all say?
For me, when I talk to, females who want advice, I tell them that what I learned was to practice being submissive even in dating. To me, that's how you learn how to be married, because you want to be able to be submissive to your husband. And I practiced that in my dating. When I dated somebody who was serious about what we were doing, then I practiced that. And so it comes out, when we get to the point of, okay, we want to be married, well, that you're already doing that. You're already practicing how to be a wife. So, to me, it makes it easier for you.
What about you, Justin? What you say?
One of the key things for me was like, start out how you gonna hold out. That's one of the big things for me. A lot of people jump into a relationship with a facade or a fictional character, and it's like when you really develop a relationship with somebody and you notice that it's like, yo, I really ride with you, like I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Now you got to take your mask off, and now that you've been putting up with might not be the same person that you fell in love with or that you're together with. So that and communicate. 10 times out of 10, a problem, even in dating, and especially in marriage, a problem can just be fixed with a simple, hey, what's up? Like, don't leave it to assumption. Have conversations and communicate. So be real and communicate.
Well, as women, we'll make a whole story in our head off assumption now. It won't even be that deep, but we done came with A, B, C, D, E, and F, and I hate it. Before you even get playing air.
I need to go walk my fish. Hold on.
But I just want to say, I'm saying that about women, but a lot of time it's because y'all men, y'all need time to process and intel us, and we be wanting to know right now. We ain't got time for this process period.
Hold on. It is not enough time.
Okay, I'm about to help you though. For our relationship is actually the exact opposite.
Really?
Like, he is the one who wants to talk it out, and he want to talk it out right then. But for me, I'm like, I need time. Like, give me,
Ah.
especially if I'm really upset, I need you to get away. Like, you go to the other room, let me go to this area, and don't talk to me right now. If I'm real upset. But I have had to learn how to communicate from him. He's
Wow.
the communicator.
Wow.
Yeah. He's the
Okay.
communicator.
He's the unicorn.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you know, what can I say?
Hey.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Obviously, it doesn't work that way with our relationships, but
Right.
you know, it definitely in the communication has been a learning curve for me in our relationship.
So did you, before you got with him, did you think that you were good at communicating when it came to other relationships?
No.
Or it's just always, okay.
Yeah. It's always
You know, most of us lie to ourselves.
It actually came from the way my previous relationships were. I didn't have to communicate. We were never serious. You know what I'm saying? I was never in a serious relationship to where communication was a major factor. So it was not something I had learned how to do before dating Mr. A1 communicator over here. So like,
Strike two.
get me.
No strikes tonight. Strikes is on the table.
But I was honest about that with him from the beginning. Like, especially once I realized he was a good communicator. I said to him, like, that's not my strong suit. So he has had to be very, very, very patient with me. Even now, like, I've gotten better, but I'm definitely not where I'm sure he wants me to be when it comes to communication. Yeah.
That's a key thing in just growth in it though.
Yeah.
Like you're intentional about growth and, you know, wanting to communicate. You know, she mentioned like what she had to deal with in like what her past was and like how she didn't have to communicate. My past was the exact opposite. Like sometimes it was war. Like, so I'm ready to argue a lot of the time. But where I learned from her, and that's that big C word, compromise, like where I learned from her is like everything isn't Mount Rushmore. Yeah, like it is not that big. But from what I've experienced and the things that I had to deal with, is like everything was always blown out of proportion. So it's like I'm walking into a, hey, what we gonna eat? And you ask me that too many times, and I see you get flustered. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Let me prepare. And I'm like, but she'll tell me all the time, like it's not that deep. Cool out.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to know, how did y'all navigate between one person thinking everything is Mount Rushmore and the other person not really big on communication? Where did y'all meet, like in the middle, where both of y'all are like, okay, I can handle this?
It's been, I would say it really was a strain at first, because, you know, you have one person who's almost one extreme and the other who's on the other side. And it's like, okay, we have to decide that we're going to meet in the middle. So you have to make a conscious decision. Like, okay, I'm going to work on this about myself, so that this is not a separation point in our marriage. Like you have to be willing to evolve. We're two different human beings. We have two different personalities, but our personalities have to be able to compromise with each other and meet in the middle. So it was just about saying like, okay, I'm going to let you teach me how to do this. Well, and I think that was one of the things that we learned in marriage counseling, like be teachable, right?
Yeah.
Be teachable. You have to be teachable. And so I have allowed myself to be teachable by him when it comes to communication. He has allowed himself to be teachable when it comes to, you don't have to go from 0 to 60, you know, and just because something is not right or because we disagree, it doesn't require that. So it's just about allowing yourself to be teachable by your spouse.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's good because I think a lot of people come into relationships thinking that they know what they're doing.
Mhm.
Like we don't.
don't.
We don't.
We can keep it 100.
Like we don't. Even if we think we do, we don't. Like
Right.
because
Right.
some of us we don't have the tools. Some of us don't have good examples of marriage. Some of us, you know what I'm saying, we never been taught how to date, then marry. We never been taught how to self-love ourselves and then marry. Like it's just a lot of pieces that you need in order to have a successful marriage, and especially in our communities, the percentage is high of what we don't know.
It's a whole different ball game, and you figure that out, when you get into it. You get into it because you're in love, and you want to spend the rest of your life with this person. But once you are really in it, like it's a decision you got to make every day. Like,
right.
I'm gonna stay in it. Because something can happen that you'd be like, you know what, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
We've had those moments. Like, we only 5 years in, and we've had moments where we was like, whoo, pack your bag.
Told you to take this trash out.
I'm done. Okay.
Like, pack your bag.
That's real.
Take your hat, your clothes, and leave. Okay.
You know how many times early on in my marriage I said it shouldn't be this hard?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but marriage is like it takes you a while to get there.
Yes.
But when you in that pre-marriage game, you like it shouldn't be this hard. And I'm like, no, you just don't know what you're doing, but you're gonna figure it out.
Absolutely.
You gotta be patient. You gotta be patient with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime we go through something, and that's something that I'm working on. Like I don't have a medium. That's something that I'll be transparent about. Like I'm either low or like it's up. And it's like
it's really hit.
But it's like you have to develop a medium when it comes to your marriage. You got to develop things that you ain't noticed you had. And, from that, you find out more about yourself. You find out that you're going to be able to put up with certain things that you're not going to put up with nobody else. Like, it's something that Rachel get away with that no other person in the world would be able to get away with.
Let's talk about that.
Tell us.
Look, y'all know,
be careful now. Don't get in trouble on here.
Look, I ain't gonna go see that. Y'all know Rachel as the quiet, like her facial expression tell it all. Rachel can talk. Like she's sharp. And it's like she'll say something to you in the calmest way, and it'd be like, you done two-piece me. I'll be like, man.
That would be the worst, though.
See, I want to be able to talk like that. Teach me your ways, Rachel. Please.
No. You can have that. But it's like you think about it, like we be in the midst of something, I be here, like, yo, like, what is up? Like, Rachel look at me and be like, you got it. Now I'm ready to punch this wall, like, but again, on the flip side, that teaches me,
right?
Because I think about it, like, okay, if every time I get mad and she jump off the porch for me, what is that solving?
Right.
Like, what if she here and I'm here? I'm going higher. Like she going higher. What is that? What is that gonna solve?
Right.
For what? When it can be fixed, simple conversation.
Right. That's good. So going into, what you thought marriage and things of that would be, name something that you thought was required in marriage, but you figured out after you got in it, it may not be.
Something that I thought was required.
Like something that you had to do. to be, you know, a good wife, or something that you had to do to be a good husband, and you like, maybe that.
Okay, so I am okay, so one thing that I would say I thought I had to do was to be like spick and span clean. And I realized very quickly that I don't necessarily have all the time in the world to be spick and span clean. Because I thought being spick and span clean would please him, you know, and not necessarily that it was my own feelings, but I was like, if it's spick and span clean, he'll be good. But it's not that the house got to be spick and span clean. Like, you pick your day to be spick and span clean,
right?
But be clean,
right?
Don't
right. I feel like, let's be clear.
Don't misinterpret what I'm saying.
Right. I got you.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
You got your Saturday morning listening to Anita Baker,
right,
type of clean,
or
and
Tasha
then
Cobbs.
throughout the
Let's
week,
be clear across the board.
Excuse me.
I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Right.
And then you got your rest of the week just picking up after yourself, type of clean.
It can be overwhelming. Like it can be overwhelming for you to try to be, for your house to be perfect every day of the week.
Right.
That can be overwhelming.
Right.
Facts.
Ooh, I agree with that. And I'm single, child.
It can be overwhelming. But if you just do what's necessary, and then, like you said, have your day where you turn your music on and I can deal.
Right. That's good.
But
that's
yeah,
good.
I would definitely say coming in, I was probably cleaning like a crazy person.
And he probably like, I don't even know how I'm gonna live. Like, I can't even.
Cool out, like it ain't. I'm not stressed. Like, we good. Gotta get these dishes washed. I'm like,
staying up late to clean.
It's like four plates and 3 spoons. Man, leave the dishes in the sink.
It'll be there tomorrow.
Right.
It will be there tomorrow. What about you, Justin?
One of the things for me was, so I grew up with two sets of parents. My dad is married, my mom is married. So it's like, so I grew up and I lived with my dad for a portion, like a big portion of time. And I watched him fund and provide. And of course, as a child, you don't see everything. So you don't know the details of everything. But from what I saw, it was just like everything. He carried everything. And that drilled in my head, like, yo, I got to do that. I got to do that. So when I got married and realized, like, yo, like, we can really do this as a team. It was a relief to me, but it was also like, okay, are you sure? Like, are you serious? Like, you're not gonna divorce me if I can't pay all the bills, the car insurance, the rent, that, like, you're not, like, nah, like, we got this together type thing. So that's that really, that was good for me.
Yeah. It's definitely that old school mentality, which is weird because a lot of folks, I ain't saying all parents are not your parents by no means, but a lot of times we just assume that dad was taking care of the business. That don't mean he really was, but it was that old school mentality of that's what has to be done. The man is the provider, the woman is the homemaker, and it's like, even though that some of that really wasn't happening when we was kids, it still was how our mindset was coming into dating and marriage and things of that nature. But really, marriage is a partnership. You know what I'm saying? And it's your partnership. It's not a blanket statement of this is what A, B, C, D, E, F, and G look like. No, this is two people coming together, figuring out what their piece is and coming together like a puzzle. Right. So that's different for every single marriage. But for some reason, a lot of people try to live marriage like marriage is this. Relationships is this. Dating is this.
No, that's really what made, especially us as like the younger generation or people, I guess us, like marriage is not popular anymore because of the false expectations that are put out there. Like, granted, I get asked all the time, like in the field that I'm in, like, yo, Smooth, like you got married early. I'm like, yeah. Why not? I mean, for real, why not? What's stopping you from getting married? And I always ask this. I get in circles and I ask the same question. Why you don't want to get married? Man, I want to live my life. What does that mean? Man, I don't want to be tied down to just one. Okay, so you want to be out here dibbling and dabbling, doing what you do.
Sowing the wild.
So you want to sow the wild. Hey. We grown.
Up your hot pocket.
We been there, but it's like I couldn't see myself in the position that I'm in now. But the people that I'm around and not be married. And that's a strong statement because it's just like you telling me that you wouldn't be where you are now. I'm telling you that I'm blessed because I got married. And it's like my balance being just kicked in, like, all right, cool. Now you can go far. You know.
Look at you.
Good
job. Right
that's good. That's good. She like, yeah, that's mine.
He was going to say something.
Like, what you said is so true because, like, you know, when two people come together, you have to figure out what works for you. You know, my parents, I grew up in a home where my parents were together my entire childhood, and they're still together today. And so I had a great example in front of me all the time of what marriage was and what it should look like and all of that. And then even with that, I still had to figure out what marriage was to me.
Right.
You know, it in my own marriage, because I cannot, I can use them as an example, but I cannot say their marriage is my marriage. It doesn't work that way. Right. We're a whole nother couple. We got to figure out what works for us.
Right.
And I agree 100% with what you said. Like you gotta make your puzzle come together.
Yeah. That's true. Belinda Lassiter said communication is key in marriage too. Totally true. And Julie said, yes, blessed because you married. Yes, that's right. True. Did you have another question, Chaz? I'm sorry. I feel like you got cut off. No. Okay.
I had something, but I lost it. I forgot what it was.
Okay.
It'll come back.
So one of the questions we have is, now that you are married, what is something that you wish you had known before getting married? Which y'all kind of tackled it a little bit, but what's that one thing like you learned in marriage that you like, this could have been much smoother if I had known before marriage? He laughing. Go ahead, Smooth.
Right.
Oh man. What's one of the things that pretty much like what made marriage easier type thing?
Not made marriage easier, but I mean, I guess I'm saying it could have made marriage easier if you would have learned it or knew this before you got married. Versus the trial and tribulations that you went through to finally be like, aha.
No. And then I might be taking a shot at my brothers, but we don't know it all, man. We don't.
Say it louder for people in the back. A little louder.
Right. Like, and I'm gonna say that because it's like you go into a marriage with, you want to go into it with an open mind, like, hey, you know, I'm willing and open to conform to whatever it is you want me to be, man. That's fiction. I'm telling you now. It's more so like I have the way that I want marriage to be in my head, and she has the way that that she wants marriage to be in her head. So it's like knowing that you don't know it all. Like if I had walked into the marriage like that, like, yo, let's already compromise. Let's already
Mhm.
I can agree
A, B,
with
C,
that.
and D. Like, let's
I
already be there, so we can skip over whatever it is we're about to deal with. Like, knowing that you don't know it all, and
Right.
compromise from the jump.
That's good. You got anything to add, or you got anything else?
mean, I think he took it with that one right there. Like, really good. Like, I agree 100%. Like, you know, knowing that, and I wouldn't necessarily say that I came in as I feel like I know it all, but I would definitely say I came in as feeling like I had all the tools because of what I had growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say I felt that way, you know, but after getting into it, I learned like we have to make this ours. You know, we have to make it ours. And so I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Easier when it's authentic.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. So how do y'all feel about gender roles in a marriage? Do you feel like women got a certain thing to do in marriage, men have a certain thing to do? Do y'all kind of meet and live in the middle of that, or do y'all just say we throw all of those roles out, this is what we do? How do y'all feel about gender roles?
Okay. For me, it's a little bit of both. So I have always told Justin from the beginning that like cooking, I feel like it's supposed to be my thing. Like cleaning is supposed to be my thing. Taking care of the house is supposed to be my thing. But I want you to take out the trash.
Right.
I don't want to take out the trash. I don't want to do that. You do that. But when it comes to like other things, as far as like paying the bills and stuff like that, in today's time, if you're not helping your spouse pay the bills,
you ain't gonna make it.
They must be rich. They must be rich.
Because it's really hard to do with a normal 9 to 5. It's hard to do. And so if you are in that type of situation, like we just kind of threw that out the window. Like if this bill is due and I got it, I'll pay it. Like I'm not looking for you to pay every bill. I'm not looking for you to, if you got it and I don't, you pay it. Is that I feel like we kind of threw out the window.
Yeah, like when we first got married, like Rachel had to like sit me down quick. It was like, look, you running through money way too quick. I'm like, what you mean? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, we're going to the bank tomorrow and opening up a joint account. Like, I'm not.
It won't like that because you struggled with that decision. He struggled. He struggled putting our money together. He struggled. Like it took
a few months.
No,
She
said yesterday. No.
2 years.
It was like 2 years.
It was 2 years. Like don't do me like
it was definitely like 2 years. Yes, it was. It was definitely like 2 years before we got a joint account.
And maybe like a year and 4 months. But
okay.
It now again doesn't necessarily work for all couples.
Yeah.
But it was what we needed at the time. We needed to come together with that because Justin is an impulsive buyer. That was something I had to recognize as a wife. Like, okay, you going through your checks pretty quick, buddy. Let me help you out here. Let me be the wife.
Right.
Hey, look. You are not. I'm not. You gotta tell me that I'm an impulsive buyer.
You are.
That's 85 million Amazon bags around here. Like, what you talking about?
Hey.
That's not impulse. That right there is necessary. Bias.
Hey, look, and at this point, I'll bow out gracefully.
There you go. Pick your battles. Pick your battle.
That's right.
You right.
Yeah, like I had to like be like, okay, we need to do something different, you know.
And I was
So,
like, once that happened, I was like, all right, cool. Like
yeah,
now,
he had to let his guard down and trust me with his money. That's what he had to do, was let his guard down and trust his wife with his money.
I'm gonna tell you, speaking for all the husbands out there, that is still a guard that is being let down. It ain't gone. So let's not get it twisted. I'm still like, my guard was here. It's like right now.
It's because of the Amazon packages.
Don't do
Low, low,
that.
like,
A little lower than that. But I'm glad y'all said that, because that is something that's different. That's something that's different for every marriage. Me and my husband, we tried joint accounts.
Mhm.
It was not our ministry, okay? Because I am very anal about every. Don't you laugh? I am very anal about every dollar. Like I'm the calculator of our relationship. So it's like, all right.
Mhm.
We said we had 100. I'm already done calculating in my head. I'm gonna need this for gas, this for food, this for this.
Right.
He one of those is like, all right, bills is paid. I'm just gonna swipe. Okay. So we went through, we was downright arguing, and he started calling me his mama at the end of the month. Okay, because I was like, you said you was blah 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 and blah. Yeah, so been there, done that. Joint account is not our calling. I'm very anal. I'm one of them that got the text message alerts. I check it 2-3 times a day. I got my Excel spreadsheet. That's me. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
And he like,
No, baby.
you said the bills is paid, right? All right. Like, and I ain't saying ain't nothing wrong with it, but I'm like, it didn't work for us.
I swipe until swiper ain't swiping no more. So I need a man that's gonna be disciplined, that's gonna be able to discipline me, because I'm telling you, Amazon and UPS and FedEx will be here 7 days a week, all at different times of the day. I'm like, oh, I wonder what that is. Oh, this cute little cookie cutter.
Mm-hmm. And see what you're gonna have to be willing to do is let him do that too. Like you know that about yourself. Like you're gonna have to be willing to let your husband have control of that, because strong suit. That's what I had. That's what he had. Like,
yeah. And that's the same for my husband, even though we don't have like a joint account per se. You know, he sends, we have an arrangement where he sends me the money. We know exactly what he need to send me for the bills. He has to trust that I ain't just like, hey, our bills is $8,000 and it really full. Like he got to trust that the money that he's giving me is that it's going towards the bills, and that he know now lights ain't getting cut off, water ain't getting, like, you know what I'm saying? It's either way, it's a trust factor.
Absolutely.
And you gotta have it. If you don't have that, then you just doomed from the start. You doomed before you even get started.
Absolutely.
Now I think sometimes he don't believe me, because I'm a electric coupon cutter. So I might tell you I only got $200, but my $200 gonna stretch, okay? And in his mind, he's like, "No, when you say 200, you got 800." I'm like, "No, I promise I don't. I just know how to spin it. That's all. I just know how to spin it." Let's see. Belinda said this is good. Thank you. She also said it was 5 years for us. We will be married 18 the end of the month. Oh man, 5 years before y'all got it.
Wow.
18 years. Whew,
his guard's still here.
Adrian said not the Excel spreadsheet. Yes. Yeah. The Excel spreadsheet with the formulas. Okay. And it's color coordinated.
Jocelyn, she is very, very, very anal when it comes to money. And I'm being nice because we have an elder on here today. I'm not surprised Chris ain't stepped on her big toe yet.
Don't come for me unless I say it. Julia said, "What's wrong with separate accounts and a joint for main so you have your own ministry?" Ain't nothing wrong with that. I guess our point is you have to figure what's work for your relationship or your marriage.
Yeah.
What may work for me and my husband is not gonna work for Jocelyn Rachel. It was not gonna work for Chazzy B and her future husband. Like you literally have to sit down and figure out what you are comfortable with. You know what I'm saying?
And what made him more comfortable with it was knowing that he could still have his own account. Like the joint account was really just for our bills, you know, and it made him more comfortable knowing, oh, I still got my separate account and I just need to put money over here. Yeah.
Right.
Like we'll both put money in this one account and we both still have our separate accounts. And that way you still feel very independent.
Right.
I see what you mean about the words. I see what you mean.
You seen that lip on that independent? You seen? No, let me stop. Chris talking about her broke and my broke ain't the same broke. That's don't get at me because I'm playing, okay? I just like to have a little cushion, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Can't fall all the way.
My broke is, 50 Cent and we get paid
That's
tomorrow.
Chris broke. That's exactly Chris the same way. He like, when I'm broke, I mean I'm broke. And I'm like, but when I'm broke, I do mean I'm broke, but I mean we still gonna eat is what I mean. Like,
come on, we still gonna eat.
we still gonna eat.
That's right.
I agree. That's good. So it's a lot been going on. We done been hearing about a lot of divorces lately. Like, I don't know about y'all if y'all in social media, but I swear I hear about a new divorce every day here lately. Especially when it comes to us black couples, like y'all need to get together, be who they divorce. So some people say marriage doesn't work. Why do you think they feel this way?
One thing that Justin and I figured out very early is that when love is right, it's easy. Not that it's not work, but it's easy for me to come back to that place and say, I still love you.
Hold on, let me interrupt you real quick. She gonna give you the real clean answer.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna give you the left field answer. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway.
I love the left field. Go ahead.
But to me, if you really married the right person, then you will do whatever it takes to keep it, because it'll be something in you that'll be like, I can't let this go. It'll be something in there is gonna be like, I might be real mad at you right now. I might need to go somewhere and stay for a day, but I'm coming back.
He said, right. She said, I'm saying that to be nice, but really if you got to go stay. No.
But wasn't that the saying? Did I say it right? When love is right, it's easy. Yeah, like it's work, but it's easy for me to make the decision to love you every day, regardless of, because it was right from the beginning. And that some people rush into marriage. People think we rushed into marriage. I didn't say this part in the beginning, but when we started dating, we started dating in September. Justin proposed in February the next year. We were married in June that same year. So it moved quickly, but we literally felt like we knew each other forever, because we had been knowing each other really for like 6 years. So people feel like we got married quick. But when you connect with somebody in your heart, like it's beyond just physical. It's not just physical connection. It's not it's not just lust. It's real.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's real. And so to me, you know, people, when they get to the point of divorce, there had to be something in the beginning that maybe just wasn't right.
Right. That's good. You got anything to add, Justin?
You said you was gonna take it
I
left
think
field.
he rolled his eyes just a little bit, but we're gonna digress. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
People marry their one night stands.
Whoop. That's true too.
I've seen it happen.
I mean, like
Mhm.
people don't.
I've seen it
Like
happen.
we live in a world now where sex in your face
Mhm.
100% of the time, and the best way that you can get to know a person is how good our sexual encounter was. It's not.
Right.
It ain't nothing else to that.
Mhm.
So 9 times out of 10, you meet a person. Oh, we had a great time. Let's get married. Like, for one, what kind of drugs you on? 2, that's just not right. And again, you get married because it's spirit led, but it's also a common sense factor in there too. Like, okay, if I know that I don't like you now, and you get on my ever living last nerve now, to be with you 18 years.
Right.
I'm just not. But I think I had a post. I made a post yesterday. I was like, denial is real. And a lot of the times people get married in denial and it's doomed before it even starts.
Right.
Like,
So,
you know that it ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
Especially y'all got these 3 women right here. Y'all got one thing that is a secret weapon, and that is intuition. It ain't never lied to you.
we done lied to ourselves. The intuition
But
ain't
you
lied, but we lied.
Right.
So don't get me. But it's like that's real though. Like, you'll lie to yourself and be like, yo, like, this guy is everything to me. No, you just happy at the moment y'all just had. That's it. Like,
and we will get married with the intent that he will change.
no.
And that's the wrong reason.
Right.
And to a lifelong was supposed to be a lifelong commitment.
You fall in love. What a lot of people mess up at is that you fall in love with potential.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes, we talk about that a lot.
It's like, I see so much potential. But now, granted, you have to see the good in somebody.
Absolutely.
You have to, like, Rachel sees things in me that I don't even see in myself sometimes. But it's a reality factor in there too. Like, okay, if I know that this ain't going, right, I gotta be willing to hold that person accountable too.
Right.
So
I got a question. It's in regards to the question of why people feel like marriages aren't working. So one of the things that y'all spoke about, which I know that a lot of married couples have to go through, is marriage counseling. One thing that I feel that couples should go through before getting married, outside of the marriage counseling with the pastor, they need to do therapy. Because a lot of times, if they get to the therapy part, they will realize that, baby, this right here don't even need to happen. We probably don't even need to go on a 3rd date. We probably don't even need to come to the therapist a 2nd time, because we have figured out that this ain't gonna work. But it's also a moment where you could probably figure out, hey, this right here is what I've been through. This is my journey. This is my life, or whatever. Maybe then they can figure out if this is something that I want to work with. Is this something that I'm willing to grow with, or whatever. So do y'all feel like that people need to see therapists as well as the pastor marriage counselor? Because I feel like pastors give you the biblical way of relationships, but baby, sometimes I be telling some people, I'm like, God is good. However, faith without works is dead. And people just be praying. They just be praying and don't be working.
Yeah.
You
You gotta Can I go first? Oh, you
Nope.
want to go first? Go ahead.
He said nope.
We went, and I related to us. Like I feel like you're gonna know like what you need to go through in that time. Like you don't want to expose. I'm gonna say expose, but let me scratch that. Yes and no.
Okay.
We went through marriage counseling. Now, marriage counseling for us was hard, you know, because it won't just the biblical side. It was the real talk side too.
Mhm.
Like I had to write things down that I disliked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I couldn't have that list empty type thing. So it had to be like, okay, well, these are the things I don't like. These are the things that I love. These are the things I wish you would change. These are the things I wish you would change. So we having to say that to each other.
Mm.
You know, like what is one of the things that's just a deal breaker for you? You know, and for me, it's just like I think we compromised on. Well, we both agreed that cheating was the deal breaker,
And then had to define cheating.
and had to define
Ooh.
cheating.
Yeah, had to
Okay.
define what cheating is, because cheating is something different to everybody.
Everybody.
Right.
Cheating could be an emotional attachment to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, a physical attachment ain't that ain't the killer part. Sometimes it's emotional, but it's just like what are you willing to go through, you know, at that point? And it's like, so I would say if it's necessary, now doubt if both of y'all crazy, don't do
I
I mean,
crazy people don't know they're crazy. Let's be real.
both of y'all crazy. Both of y'all been in Mary Phillips, you know, the counselor. Ain't my bad.
I don't know. Yeah. Sounds
Got
like both your dicks though. Go ahead.
But it's like both of y'all got some things that you got to deal with even outside of counseling, like that comes with flesh and that comes with self-healing. But a lot of times people don't know how to do that. Right. They go into marriage thinking that that's supposed to just happen.
Right.
Yeah. And every pastor is not equipped to do marriage counseling.
Right.
So if you go to a church where the pastor is single and you and your fiance, y'all are wanting to get married and you want to do marriage counseling, his only option, his only avenue is to counsel you based on what the Bible says. Mm-hmm. And granted, that's what you do. But when you have a pastor who has years in marriage, okay, he can probably counsel you on what the Bible says, plus what life really brings.
Right.
Because that to me is what makes the difference. So if you have a pastor who is not necessarily equipped to do marriage counseling, yes, you should do both. I completely agree with you 100%. You should do both, because each one will bring something different out that the other cannot.
Right.
And it is very much so necessary to explore things that you probably have not verbalized. It is very much so necessary to talk about things that you have thought in your mind what marriage will be. And then to have somebody who can mediate for you when life throws a dart, what are you going to do? You know, when something comes up, how are you going to handle it now that it's not just you who's making the decision, but it's you and somebody else? So it's about, you know, you got to know whether your pastor is equipped enough to do that. Now, my parents are pastors, but they did not counsel us. We went to a third party for marriage counseling.
Right.
people I
That's
knew,
good.
someone he met too, so he knew them. We had relationship with them, but I wasn't raised in their house, that kind of thing. So it was very, very good for us to go to somebody else and get the counseling that we got, because it pulled out so much that he had not even talked about.
Right.
That's good. And I like that y'all went to somebody different. A lot of times, most people, they go to the pastor that is at their church, and it's like, I can't really be 100% honest with pastor, because I got to come in here every Sunday and look at you in your eyes.
Come on.
And then I'm gonna say Sunday sermon is about me.
Right.
I was literally about to say that I think I agree. I totally 100% agree with y'all. I think that a lot of it, some pastors are not meant, even pastors that are married may not even be meant to be counseled. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be clear on that. I was going to actually say on the flip side of that, though, is that we're not, sometimes we go to that pastor, like y'all just said, and we're not completely 100% in the counseling session, but then we blaming them for not equipping us.
Yeah.
But they can only work with what you tell them.
That's right. That's right.
You want to let them know that you had a little part in you that want to be a thought pocket every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then you mad because they didn't equip with what you need to get through it. Right. Like, we also have to take accountability for our peace and stop blaming everybody else for it, which I think that's what therapy is good at, because counselors know those certain type of questions to ask.
Yep.
It may be a question that seems real light and actually bring out tears and heaviness out of it. So that's where I do agree with you. Do need therapy, especially if you have trauma.
Yeah.
Like, that's where therapy is big at. But but I mean, it's accountability on all parts. Is the pastor, can the pastor or the, whoever be honest and say, this is what I meant to do, or this is what I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, are you going to be open and honest with that person? And number 3, have you dealt with your own trauma to figure out if you need extra or not?
Yep.
So all parties have to be accountable. Go for it.
Can you do marriage counselor and then a pastor be like, you know what? I'm not going to marry y'all. Y'all have no business being married. Can they do that?
Yes, they can.
Do they do that? Do they do that? No.
Soon.
I have heard of it being done. Now, it doesn't
really
stop for somebody else to get married, but I have heard of pastors saying, I'm not going to marry you because you're not ready.
Right.
I have heard that being done. Yes. Yes.
I ain't never.
Yeah. And like, for me, okay, y'all know that I'm an elder. I can do weddings. I could do marriage counseling because I'm married, but I'm only married 5 years. If somebody came to me just for advice, that's different than you coming to me for marriage counseling. I would refer you to somebody else, because I would.
You ain't gonna get that bag.
No, it's not about that.
I cannot.
Being ready for what you about to get into.
Some of these problems, they need them 20 years, them 18 years, as Miss Belinda said.
You need
some of them need them folk.
For real.
Sometimes they might need that 5 year, because them 24 years they hanging on by a string, baby. They only stand there because the Bible said they don't need to get a divorce. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
You right.
It's like, I can tell you a lot of the times, like, and I be looking at some older couples and people that's been married for umpteen all their life, and it's just like, yo, like, I don't understand how y'all dealt with each other for that long.
Honey.
I don't, like,
honey.
This is not, like, for real. For real. Like, a lot of the time people stay married because
just to save face.
It's cheaper to keep.
Just to save face.
And cheaper to keep her in the same face.
Yeah.
I'm like, the Lord know your heart. Stop trying to please these people out here in these streets.
I have seen that too.
Honey.
Yeah.
Honey. All right. I lost that. Chris said, me and Sunshine been through some things, but that's my real. Ain't nothing on this earth bigger than the commitment I made to her, point blank. All right, you better show out on here.
All right, let me
Poo.
start playing the piano.
Period. Belinda said marriage counseling is a must. We got married by two pastors. We were going to different churches at the time. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what y'all did after y'all got married. Never mind. That ain't do this. And then she said, remember, communication is the key. Talk. That's facts. And not just communication and saying what the other person need to hear, communicating your true, authentic feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am a true believer in it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I am a true believer in that, but that doesn't mean don't say your true feelings. I think you have to find the middle ground of letting the other person know exactly how you feel, but now you ain't got to be rude about it either. Like you got to find that middle ground, because if you're not communicating it the right way, you cannot continue to get mad at the other person for not doing what you need them to do. Like, and we do that too much in relationships, especially us women. Let's be real. Like we tiptoe on stuff. Yeah, whatever. We tiptoe on stuff a lot. And then be mad that he should feel in the room that I'm feeling mad. I'm like, men is simple creatures. Just say what you mean and be done with it.
Well, I got 17 times. What's up? Babe, what's wrong?
The other way around in my household. Babe, but I'm trying to do better.
Babe, what's wrong? Babe, what's wrong?
You should know what was wrong. You was there too. Ain't that how we beat up?
I'm like, you went from to you about to go run over somebody's dog. Like, what is wrong with you? Like,
not the puppy.
What's wrong? After the 100th time, you know, I knew it was something. Now I'm aggravated.
Honey, literally, Justin, we right there. It's literally the other way around in my household. I'm like, oh my God.
You could have said this 4 hours ago.
2 days ago. What you mean?
It's been 3 months.
Nah, it ain't that bad. I ain't saying. But yeah.
Rachel, like, really? Really?
Hey, where's the lie?
Okay, but but for me, I am the type of person that if I'm upset and I'm angered, I don't want to speak from that place.
Yeah.
I would rather calm down first and then speak to you.
Yeah.
So it's best that you give me time.
Did you hear that silent threat?
Not the silent threat. I'm done.
Look.
She said it's best.
You know, it's best.
It's best.
Now look, what's best for you?
Now look, old Justin, like, it's best if I just push the envelope, because I want to see if you really about that.
But you've evolved and changed.
Yeah.
No.
Hands up.
Yeah. I'm definitely the same way. I used to like push my husband like 24/7. Like, what's wrong? Nothing. What's wrong? Nothing. Clearly something wrong. What's wrong? Like, that used to be me. And then I'm agitated. And then by the time he ready to talk, I ain't heard nothing he said. Like, we literally went through the same exact thing. And now I'm actually to the point where I done went completely opposite of that. And that's still not fixing it. Like, all right, I'm gonna ask you one time. I ain't asking you no more. So now he like, well, now you don't seem invested. Like, no, it's not that. I just have to keep my peace, but not sitting here harping on what's wrong with you. So, I mean, it's like y'all said, it's continuous work, continuous communication.
Absolutely.
Figuring it out.
Because at the end of the day, like, I want to fix it. I want to resolve it because I want the peace in my home. But I need to get to the place where that can happen, and we're both not screaming at each other. I don't want to scream at you. I don't want to argue with you. I would rather it just be a conversation. But if I'm upset, you got to let me come back down to that place where that can happen.
Right.
I was listening to this marriage counselor, and I know it's crazy. I was listening to a marriage counselor. But anyway, he was saying that he said that whenever couples argue, that they should not wait longer than 30 minutes to come back and try to resolve the issue. Like if they're upset with each other. Do y'all agree or disagree? Do you feel like 30 minutes is long enough to process your thoughts, feelings, to come back and try to make a resolution? Or it just depends on the situation?
I say it depends.
I think it depends on the day, the time, the place. Like if we in public,
right,
that's a different ball game. If we at home and it's a weekday and I'm in there working on my computer, I can't talk to you right now. No way.
Why not? You better log out.
I'm done.
Delete.
I'm done.
Hey, my Wi-Fi went out.
No.
Yeah. So it depends on a lot of different factors.
Right. That's true.
I think, I do think that you should not go to sleep on your anger. I do believe that because that is what the word teaches us, even though I've done it. I have done it. I have went to sleep mad at this dude. Like
mad on the edge of the bed. Like, you better not even let your toe touch me.
Don't touch me. Don't do not touch me. Don't breathe on me.
Like, don't even roll this direction. Okay. Your back.
Why you breathing?
Your front that way, my front this way.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I've done it. But
it make it so hard. Like it make it so difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like waking up the next morning, like
and y'all still mad.
Y'all still like at that point, I got a whole headache. Like, I don't woke up aggravated. Like now, I'm looking past you. Like I force myself to just look straight past you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't even want to say nothing to you because it's like you didn't. And this is something she had to work with me. Like you ain't care enough to resolve it then, so you ain't gonna resolve it now. You ain't got the opportunity to because I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the big things for us when it came to going to sleep mad and resolving issues was like the words "I don't care." That's her thing. Like, don't tell me you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And me, like, because if I say like I don't care, I really do not care. Like, it's over with. It is what it is. But like, it just goes.
Ever over with though?
Huh? Who?
Is it ever really over with?
Yeah.
It's not.
No, it's gonna come up in 6 months.
Honey, somewhere. Some form of fashion.
That ain't got nothing to do with the situation.
Honey, you talking about pancakes and you didn't put the batter in there right. And it just came up. Like it ain't never just over. Let's just be clear.
You remember May the 2nd, 2021, when you didn't take out that trash?
Right.
I'm like, I'm gonna lie and say, yeah, I remember. No, you don't. You're right, I don't. So what are you talking about?
I mean, I don't know if I agree with the 30-minute margin.
Yeah.
You know, but I definitely agree that you should not let the day end without resolving the problem.
And don't go in the pub with what you got on, like what y'all dealing with. Like for Rachel and me, like she's looked at something I had to struggle with. She's looked at up here because of her role and who looks at her and the people that, you know, she's over. So it's just like the last thing I want to do is have them looking at her crazy, like second guessing what gifts and abilities that she has because of what she's wearing. You know, your marriage impacts you. Like it's hard. And it's like you be dealing with something And it's like, bro, like we cannot walk in here and be wearing what we dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Because immediately everybody gonna pick up on it.
Yeah.
And that's something I struggle with because I can't be fake. Like in this, it's hard for me because it's like, yo, if I'm aggravated at you, like, look, we need to deal with this now. Or I'm gonna go to the house and you can come in here and lead praise and worship, and I'm gonna be chilling. Like that's really where my mind be at.
Yeah.
That's where that compromise factor come in.
Yeah. That's what Chris and you are alike is that like if something is going on with us, y'all may not know what it is, but you gonna see it in his face and you gonna see it in his demeanor. I'm like, hey, how you doing? You having a good day? Yeah. He's like, ugh.
Yep.
Like I know how to take it till I make it. I know how to do that real well. But sometimes that come off as that I don't care, and it ain't that I don't care. It's just that I know how to leave it at the door. Come on in here and do what I got to do. Then we can be back and arguing when we get it back out the door. I know how to do that, and I guess that comes from me working with people and being in the public and working with, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. I know how to cut it on and off. But he like, he can't do it.
They be like, "Oh, you're so pretty today." He like, "She look all right."
Hey, appreciate you.
Right. Okay, Julia said, I understand my people's been married for 27 years, and I swear it was the biblical side, comfortability and one-sided real love. They have separated now, but 27 years, that's wild. 27
years is crazy.
Wow.
Separate after 27 years, can y'all imagine?
But she said it was biblical comfortability and one-sided love.
Yeah.
Right.
Am I?
All right, Belinda said, this is so good. I'm going to share it with more married couples tonight. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Mariah Blue said, I'm the same way. I think that was surrounding what we was talking about earlier. Tiara said, I don't like to discuss arguments before work. It puts me in a bad mood, especially if there's not enough time to resolve the issue. Then it's with me all day and I'm more upset. It's with me out. It be with me all day too, and then it turns in from I go through all the stages of grief. You know how you learn that in school? Like first I'm sad, and I'm gonna be mad, and I'm gonna be. But my last stage is petty at this point. Like I'll be real. I'm gonna be petty. I want to know. I'm coming to the house. He ain't gonna know I'm mad. I'm like, you want something for dinner? You want some extra sauce?
And he like, is she trying to kill me?
Don't do it.
Don't eat it. Don't eat that fettuccine Alfredo, Chris.
Breaking news.
And then Yolanda said, questions. Do y'all text argue? Ooh, text argue was a big thing. No. Have you ever text argue?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it is definitely not something that I like to do. Okay, now, even though I was definitely the one who had to learn the communication thing, it was never, I've never been a fan of texting you how I feel about something. I would rather tell you, even though it may take me a minute to tell you, I would rather just tell you, not put it in a text message. Justin is more of the, when something settles on him, he wants to get it out in like a song, and his creative side kicks in. So like, you know, and he doesn't do it so much now, but like he would send me almost like this long, almost like 2-page letter, like, and I would be like, it would be so sweet, it would be so nice. But then he would get mad at me for not having a long 2-page letter to reply.
Yes.
I'm like,
find out me, you, and Chris and Justin a lot way more than we thought.
He'd be like, hold up, no. He'd be like, all of that. All you gonna say is I love you or thank you.
Right. I'm the same way. I do.
That's my heart.
She hit her with the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Oh, now we got the Apple phone with a little heart over the bubble message. And I'm good for that. Yes.
But it's like I'm a person, so like I can talk. I can talk it fine, but it's like the lyrical side of me kicks in when I can't express what I can't express it through words. I'm gonna write it. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be poetic. Like, and I can't help that. Like, I've written in the middle of an argument, I've written a whole poem and sent it to her because it's like, this is how I feel. This is how I can relay my feelings. And like, she ain't
so mad. Don't write me no haiku when I'm mad at you.
For me, it ain't even gotta be mad. It's just not my calling. I ain't even gonna say hold y'all. Yeah, romanticism and writing letters and being good with words. That is, honey, I'm over
here mad. You done wrote me.
I'm one of these. This is Valentine's Day. Okay, what can I do?
Exactly. Yeah,
I'm right there with you. Right there with you.
Like, and then you try to get mad because my message not as long. No, that's your vein, not mine. Don't get mad at me because I can't write a poem.
I'm over here struggling. I'm over here texting, delete, text, and delete. Okay, right. Text, delete.
You can do a small haiku, Rachel. He sent you a 3-page letter. You can write back roses are red, violets are blue. This is why I love you.
I'll be like, I'll talk to you later.
I'm sending you a screenshot of somebody else's haiku.
Go copy and paste another quote I felt.
Like, this some know how I felt.
I don't like text arguments. No.
Yeah.
I get real mad and be misspelling words.
Honey, that autocorrect be having me looking crazy.
Then do that, she hit me with. Then she be like, "Huh." Hey yo.
Okay, that's petty right there. Cause you know what he was trying to say.
I'm trying to think of a random word that just always autocorrect wrong. I can't think of one right now at the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure she knew what it was.
Right.
You knew what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Text arguing never works, even outside of relationships though. Like, you could be with your girls or whatever. Like, you actually put your own emotion into a text, and that's where it goes wrong, because somebody literally didn't mean it that way, but you reading it like,
right,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you putting your own little spin on it, and it's just, I even done got to the point now where if like it gets to a point where I'm texting, like, I'm like, all right, we can talk about it later. Like, or we can talk about it in person, because like we're getting nowhere. Right. Like, going back and forth. Like, it's just making it worse. It's making it way worse than it need to be.
Yeah.
I agree. You with the all right. Okay.
It either get way worse or you make it worse because you become real brave with the words too.
Yeah, and then you start trying to read it in my voice to see if I got an attitude when I
oh, that's me. I do that too. Yeah. I thought that I was just crazy because I try to read it in people's voice, and then I'm like, no, he wouldn't do his head like this. Like, this is how his head gonna be.
Or you reading into it like, usually she only used 1 period, but she used 2 this time. Her finger slipped. Like, you just mad for no reason.
No, forget that. Your finger ain't slipped. You meant to type period.
Yeah. Like, so much misinterpreted that way. Right. It's not healthy. It is not healthy.
It's not. Tierra said, I don't think petty is in the stage of grief. It's not. That's my sixth stage that's hidden in the back. Okay.
It's new. It's new. Stage. It's a 2022 new stage of grief.
Kevin said a short reply will put your soul smooth out of your body.
You feel me?
Facts.
All the way gone. Like, you be like, yo, like, she about, and look, what tripped me out is like, I know when Rachel typing something out and deleting it because the bubble will come up. And and then it'll go
Oh, we
away.
worse for that on my iPhones.
And I'll be like, yo,
Woo!
Right.
okay, she really about to send me something back, right? Nice. And then it'd be like, oh, okay, love you too.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm literally
Man.
That bubble been popping up for 2 minutes, and that's all you got.
And it's literally because I done said type, delete, type.
Right.
Terrible.
Right.
I'm right there with
I
you.
love it.
I ain't even gonna lie. You said that letdown will have you in pain.
I promise you. I promise you.
But she said she'll see you whenever she get home.
That's it.
Dinner is
But you glad I'm
done.
coming home.
That's
Laundry
it.
is folded.
Honey, his love language is words of affirmation, and you ain't hitting it, okay?
Hey, look, you know, yo, I just need a message back. Like, that's all I need. Like, we can kiss and make up later. Like, I just need a text back though. Like,
He said, playing mid condition if you love me. Hey, I'll sing a song in a minute. I'll be like, okay, I done ran out of things. 6% Michelle, couple of elbows. Sin. Okay, I did it. He over there like.
This for percent heart, not yours.
hey,
Oh,
yo,
man. Well, we done ran out of time, but I do want to hit this one thing because we kind of talked about it last week in the dating episode. So I definitely want to get the marriage point of view of it. But this little thing that was sent to me says, which one would you rather have? Someone to tell you they love you or someone to show you they love you? And both is not an option. So we kind of touched on that a little bit last week, but I want to know how y'all feel about it. After all that, we talking about all them poems and stuff. How you feel about it?
I would say show. One, because love. I'm gonna go on Rachel Lane for a second. When you think about love and what biblically what love says, love is, patient, kind, understanding. Is an action. It's a verb. Love is a verb. So therefore, I would rather you show me by those traits or the ways that I want to be loved, and even me showing you the ways that you want to be loved. And sometimes I'm gonna regret this later, but sometimes it does go without saying,
Right.
Because if you show that to a person, then they're automatically gonna, know that you love them. So I'm gonna definitely say show you love.
What's your? I'm sure you feel the same, Rachel. But what's your take?
I do. I feel the same. You have to, words that you say can mean nothing. If you can tell me you love me all day, but when it really comes down to it, I need to be shown that. I need to be able to feel that, and that comes through your actions. And it's not always physical. You show me that you love me by respecting me. You show me that you love me by not being somebody different when you with your homeboys. Right. It's not always a physical action to me. It's respect. It's all of those things, and how you can show me that you love me. So I definitely agree.
Yeah. What about you, Chaz B? I know you answered last week. But what about you?
It's definitely show. Did we talk about this last week? I don't remember.
We did. I mean, in a nutshell, yes.
Oh yeah. But yes, show. I would rather show. Because actions speak way louder than words. You can tell me all day you love me, but if you ain't showing it, I ain't feeling it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all of y'all. I think show holds accountability. You know what I'm saying? So like, I could, like you said, I can sit here and say I love you. I can no shade, Justin. I can sit here and write you haikus and poems, or I can give you flowers or things of that nature. Don't do that. But like you have to be real with yourself and real with what you need to do to grow into the person you need to be to show those things.
Yeah.
Like sometimes people think they are showing it and they're not, or they have a block, or they have that trauma, or they have that family history, or they have that, whatever happened in their life. And you got to be able to get past that to actually show real true love. And you also have to get it out your mind of this is what love's supposed to look like. Love's supposed to look like what your partner needs. So I mean, sometimes the way I need you to show me how you love me may not be what you had in your mind, what you think you needed to do to show me that you love me as well. So I think that's
Right.
That's a big problem in a lot of relationships, which is why I talk about the 5 love languages all the time. I know like some people don't think it's a real thing, but I personally think like it is amazing. And if you haven't never took the quiz, please take it so you can get to know how your partner receives. It shows you how you need to give love and how you need to receive love. I always say, man, my husband took the quiz. His top love language was quality time, and it's actually last on my list. So we had to learn how to meet in the middle based on those results.
Yeah.
And he thought I needed that quality time and receiving gifts and words of affirmation. And really, doing those works in the household was showing me like, you're gonna help me with these kids, you're gonna help me with these chores, you know what I'm saying? Like those, that to me is a kind of love, because you're being my partner and you doing that with me. And that quiz was really big to us to be able to actually show how somebody is supposed to love each other based on their unique qualities. So I like to put that little plug in there for couples. If you never took the 5 love languages quiz, take it. It'll show you a lot. So I hate we out of time. I had like 2 videos and 3 more questions to go, but it was so good we ran out. I almost need a part 2.
It's all good. We can do a part 2.
We can do a part 2.
Yes.
Tierra said the book is pretty good too. The 5 love languages really helps with understanding. They actually have one for kids as well and one for somebody else too. But
wow,
right now. But yeah, it's really good. It's a simple quiz. You go right online, you both take it, you send each other your results, you sit down, you talk about it. You'd be surprised what is revealed to each other, like to let you know. And like it was really it really showed in my marriage, like it's not that I don't want to spend time with you, it's just not the first thing that comes to me. It's not natural.
Right.
And you know how many arguments that solved? And I'm not saying we don't still struggle with it. Like, no, let me be clear. I don't say we don't still struggle, because he still have to let me know, all right, you come on now, because I got a lot going on in my life. But it gives a clear picture of, it ain't that I don't love you. I just got to learn how to love you.
Yeah.
I just got to learn how to love you. So
yeah,
it's big. Was you about to say something, Elder? I'm sorry.
I was. That's not a quiz that we've ever taken, so I definitely think it'll be good for us to do. But you made a point at when you said that you were a certain way, and he thought that you needed love a certain way, and you didn't necessarily need it that way. And that's definitely been a learning curve for us. Is I said to him very early in our marriage, and several times, I'm not like the women from your past. Like I am different. I am a completely different type of female. And so you have to learn me for who I am, so you can love me the way that, I want to be loved.
Right.
And it was the same. Like, I had to learn, and still learning, how he wants to be loved. Because he's completely different from people that I have dated in the past. And so it was a huge learning curve for us. And I would say definitely caused arguments. Because it's just I'm not necessarily I have my moments when I want to be up under you. I have moments. That's not who I am. It's not something I need all the time. Like, I don't gotta be in your face all day. I'm cool with you going somewhere all day. And then when you come home and we have dinner, and then that's my time. Like, I'm cool with that. Some people want to be up under each other all day. I'm
Right.
not, that's not me. So we had to really figure that out about each other. Like, this right here on a Saturday for him, all day, he's good. He's good. For me, I'm gonna sit on the other end of the couch for a few hours.
Honey.
It's liable to be
Man.
4. It's liable to be WW15 in.
Like, we still in the same room.
I
You
ain't
know,
trying to hear
but
that.
let me sit on the other side for a little bit.
You
Then
put your big toe on me.
I was gonna say that. Just throw your toe on them. Just throw your toe on them.
You got
That's
to be all the
funny.
way up there. You know what? Fine. I'm going to go to the studio. And what killed me, she'd be like, all right, I'll see you later. No, you do not need to tell
You're supposed
me
to be like, no, don't leave.
like,
Oh man.
you know, big learning curve in this house.
Big. Oh, every house, honey.
Big one.
Every house. Because there was times I was counting as quality time. He was like, really? I'm like, but we together. I don't understand the problem. He like, really?
Right.
We at
Yeah.
church.
I digress. I'm good. I don't need one.
But anywho, we made it to the end. Thank y'all again for coming on our podcast. This has been an amazing
Thank y'all.
discussion.
I enjoyed
I've
this.
enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Thank you for y'all that has been listening and commenting and things of that nature. We appreciate y'all as well. We are here every week, you guys, every Wednesday, 9:30 live on Facebook and YouTube. We also load our podcast on audio podcast platforms like Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Google, you name it. We on there.
Awesome.
So if you ever want to go the next day, listen to it. We are on there as well. Julia said, not at church. She said church. Hey, that's time. We together. Nah. No, it's real.
No, we have a whole nother conversation going.
If you ever have any topics you think we should discuss, any guests that we should have on or things of that nature, you can always inbox us or email us at occasionallyposh@gmail.com. So thank y'all again. We'll see y'all guys next week. Oh, I ain't put it up today. I'm sorry. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.